The TSS visa is a work visa which allows Australian employers to sponsor a person overseas to work in their business in Australia. This visa was introduced in 2019 and replaced the temporary work Subclass 457 visa, which has been since abolished. My name is Willem Oostdijk. I represent Oley & Associates, a pioneer and global leader in migration and education services since 2002. Today's video reviews two of the three streams available for this visa, the short and medium-term streams. The labour agreement stream will be featured in a future labour agreement video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and for any questions you can email me directly at willem@oley.com.au. Some of the main requirements to be met for this visa include you are the holder of an appropriate visa, such as a substantive, bridging A, B or C visa, that you have complied with previous visa conditions, that you are nominated by an approved sponsor and work for your nominating employer. You must also have relevant skills, qualifications and employment background to perform the occupation and have worked in your nominated occupation or related field for at least 2 years. The benefits of the Subclass 482 visa are there is no age limit, there is no requirement for a skills assessment, except for some trade occupations such as carpenter or chef, not subject to state nomination openings of migration programs, and you can access the Priority Migration Skilled Occupation List, PMSOL, which identifies 44 occupations which fill critical skills needs to support Australia's economic recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. Employer-sponsored nomination and visa applications with an occupation on the priority skills list will be given priority processing. If you have the skills to fill a job position with an Australian employer who is looking to recruit you, then you may be eligible for the TSS visa. There are three streams to the TSS visa, including the short term, the medium term, and the labour agreement stream. You can select the stream that applies to you by referring to the relevant occupation list, the medium term or the short term occupation list. If your occupation is listed under the short term stream, then maximum time that your TSS visa will be approved for is 2 years. If your occupation is listed under the medium term stream, then the maximum time that your TSS visa will be approved for is 4 years. The 2-year TSS visa has no access to the PR pathway. The 4-year visa does through the employer nomination scheme, Subclass 186 visa. Now, there is some good news for TSS 482 short-term visa holders. A recent government initiative has led to a change in legislation, creating a PR pathway for the 482 short-term visa holders via the employer nominated scheme 186 visa, the TRT stream. These changes came into effect the 1st of July 2022 and applies to short-term stream TSS 482 visa holders who spent a cumulative period of 12 months or more in Australia between the 1st of February 2020 and 14th of December 2021 and are employed by a suitable employer in Australia at the time of application, meaning they hold a TSS 482 visa at the time of application. These changes will improve the situation for many TSS 482 visa holders in the short-term stream who may have been working towards permanent residency under other programs or expecting to return home on expiry of their visas. Okay, so let's have a closer look at the application process for the TSS visa. This involves 3 stages. Stage 1 involves an application for business sponsorship to become a standard business sponsor and involves evidencing that the business sponsor operating a business in Australia lawfully and that no adverse information is known about the business. Some of the key documents to evidence this include company registration, financial reports such as profit and loss and balance sheet, business activity statements, BES statements and/or bank statements. The second stage of the process involves an application to nominate the occupation, and the business must evidence a genuine need for the position and that the position is offered full-time, that the salary meets with the temporary salary threshold of $53,900 annually, and that it meets the annual market salary rate, which means that if an Australian citizen or a permanent resident was offered the position, they would be paid the same salary rate. The occupation must be nominated from either the medium-term or the short-term occupation list, and as we previously mentioned, occupations listed on the priority migration skills list can be nominated as well. Labour market testing is critical in this stage or under this stage, which involves placing an ad for a period of 4 weeks in 3 different advertising mediums, of which one must include the government's Workforce Australia website. This must be undertaken within the 4 months prior to launching the application. Other mediums can be seek.com or Atzuna. A record of prospective applicants must be kept. The business must also pay the Skilled Australian Fund levy, which is calculated on the business's annual turnover and period of the nominated visa period. Australian $1,200 per year when annual turnover is less than 10 million, and Australian $1,800 per year for over 10 million. That is for each year of the visa period. The third stage involves the visa application, which require an applicant evidences qualifications and work experience as per ENSCO classification of occupation standards. Work experience, full-time or part-time equivalent, must be a minimum of 2 years, and mandatory licensing, registration and/or professional membership must be met for certain occupations. If the applicant is nominating an occupation from the short-term skills occupation list, then genuine temporary entrant requirements must be met. Health insurance must be up to date and character requirements must be met at the time. The applicant must meet English language requirements with an overall 5 in an IELTS test or equivalent for an occupation on the medium to long-term list, at 4.5 for an occupation on the short-term list. The visa application can be simultaneously lodged with the sponsorship and nomination applications, but it can only be granted if both sponsorship and nomination are approved. Now the good news is that if you are in Australia and hold a bridging visa A, B or C, then you are able to lodge a valid application for this visa. In summary, for those with limited work experience, no skills assessment or do not meet age requirements, this is an alternative visa to consider. Prospective applicants with hospitality backgrounds are particularly well positioned to take advantage of this visa. That concludes our video on the subclass 482 visa. If you have a minimum of 2 years full-time work experience and believe you meet the eligibility requirements, then contact us for a face-to-face consultation in our office or via Zoom, or alternatively you can contact Willem directly on 0292621517 or email willem@oli.com.au. Thank you for watching this video and goodbye for now.